Hey, hello, hi. Hi everyone. Oh my gosh, 36 people. Whoa, that was fast. I was trying to pull up this live also on my computer, but oh wait, maybe it's working now. But I can see most of the comments here. So what I was going to do was going to give you some links too as we go about doing this, but I might just do that after. So, okay. Hi, everybody. Oh, yeah, you can post where you're from. I mean, we have a lot of our guests for our parties and events are all over. So you can put where you're from, and we love to see, where everybody is. And everybody's stuck at home. So just like me. Just to get it off the bat too. Oh, you're building a tent and eating snow ready for story time. Yes, I can't believe it's snowing. I wanted to just throw this out there too right away that I hope no one's disappointed that I don't have any fun friends with me today. I thought I would do this just myself and introduce myself. Some of you don't maybe know who I am, or maybe you do and you recognize me as maybe your friendly neighborhood face painter. So I just wanted to go ahead and introduce myself. My name's Kirstene Adkins. I'm the owner of this company, ARTMEOHIO, and I'm super excited that you guys could share this night with me and do a little story time. So one of my favorite parts of art is creative arts and creative writing, and I love children's storybooks so much. And I love children's books illustration. And one of the things that I was going to kind of put in the comments, oh, yes, honey, I know you're from Ottawa, so the Paul is my husband. Anyway, I was going to put in the comments, if it lets me here, maybe I can pull it up. I was going to just share a couple of links that might be beneficial to you. One is our webpage, of course. I'll share that just so you have it. But I wanted to put that since we're kind of going on this theme of children's books and illustration, I wanted to make sure people knew about the Mazza Museum. If you don't, you obviously probably can't go visit it now, but once this all blows over, you should definitely go visit the Mazza. It's one of my favorite places in Little Findlay, and if you don't know about it, it's a part of the University of Findlay, and it's a children's illustration book museum, and they do awesome Fun Day Sundays, and we like to be a part of them sometimes throughout the school year. I don't know what they're going to do as far as summertime. Normally it's kind of a hiatus, and you can just go visit the museum, but I was just going to put in the comments here their Facebook page, so you guys can check it out. The other one the other link I was going to put was, so we're going to read definitely one book today. We might read two, just depending on what everybody's interested in. But one great thing to know about, if you don't already, is like this one that we might read today is from The Imagination Library by Dolly Parton. And both my sons have gotten them. If you don't already get these books monthly, you really should. So you can go to this link and it goes to their page, and then you can sign up for it. And we moved, so I had to go to the page and had to like redo my address and everything. So I was able to do that. But the first time I ever signed up for it was at like a children's fair, like a mom-to-be children's fair. And they had a library set up that was telling information about it, and I had no idea it existed. So it's a great opportunity for everybody that has little ones, and they go from birth to age 5. So once you're 5, you're a little bit too old for the children's books, and you don't get them anymore, but we still receive them because we have a 2-year-old at home. So anyway, thanks again for starting to watch. We're going to go into our book here in just a second. And again, I just want to mention that hopefully there are a lot. Oh, it's not available in Allen County? Really? That's unfortunate. I thought it was really anyone. I guess I didn't know that. Well, if you have the ability to have the Imagination Library and have it sent to you, you really should. It's a great organization. It makes me love Dolly Parton even more. So, but something I just wanted to mention while we read these stories for the little ones or whoever's watching, A lot of times when you're doing story time, we have to be quiet. We have to listen, right? But that's not always the case, right? I really like participation. So you at home, call out if you have something you want to include in this story, or a lot of times I'm going to ask a question and I want you to say it out loud. You can have your parent type in on their computer or phone answers. Or if you can read or write and you know how to type in the computer, you can write in answers too. So let's play along and listen to these stories. And whenever I read my stories to my kids, if we don't want it to be too boring, so we always want to do some kind of maybe interaction or a question with the story time. So let me see what this last little question is. Okay, awesome. Allison is a great source of information. She has one of the mom groups in the Lima, Allen County area. It's amazing. So they do like monthly, not now, probably not, unfortunately. They might be doing viral ones, but they do like monthly or bi-weekly, weekly get-togethers, like at different parks and stuff. And if during the winter they have places they go to, like McDonald's, like play areas and stuff. So I have yet to go to one, unfortunately, but check out her page for her mom group. It's great. Let's get to the stories. Is everybody ready? As I've been talking. Okay. So the first story we're going to read is one of my very favorite children's book stories when I was a child. We're going to read Corduroy. So has anybody ever read Corduroy? Yes, maybe. I love it. And again, it's one of my favorite stories. So maybe you'll read a new story. Weekly, I can share that group too. Yay, great. Yeah, share it definitely, Allison. So let's read Corduroy, but I need someone to help me. Maybe Corduroy can help me. Would you like to help me read the story? And if you know the story, there's something interesting about his little overalls, right? So we're going to read about it and see. Are you ready, Corduroy? Okay. All right, so Corduroy. Let's start reading. Maybe I need to scoot over a little bit. Okay. We're going to figure out what's the best way to read this. Okay. That's good. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in the toy department of a big store. Day after day, he waited with all the other animals and dolls for somebody to come along and take him home. Have you ever gotten a toy from the department store or from any kind of store, a toy store? And what was your favorite? Do you have your favorite stuffed animal with you right now? Hi. Yes, one of my favorite stuffed animals, I should have brought him in here. He was a bunny rabbit and he was pink, and my family and I were just talking about him yesterday, and his name was Jellybean, and I still have him, and he's 30 years old now. Can you believe that? A stuffed animal. So he used to live in a toy department, and let's see what happens next. So the store was always filled with shoppers buying all sorts of things, but no one ever seemed to want a small bear in green overalls. Poor Corduroy. There's lots of toys in that department, isn't there? Then one morning, a little girl stopped and looked straight into Corduroy's bright eyes. "Oh, Mommy," she said, "look, there's the very bear I've always wanted." "Not today, dear," her mother sighed. "I've spent too much already. Besides, he doesn't look new. He lost the button to one of his shoulder straps. Do you see? He lost the button." That probably made him feel a little bit sad, don't you think? The pink bunny lives. Yes, I still have him, the pink bunny. So Corduroy watched them sadly as they walked away. Were you sad, Corduroy? I think he was. He was sad. "I didn't know I lost a button," he said to himself. "Tonight I'll go and see if I can find it. I wonder where he goes." This is my favorite part of the story, when he goes on his adventure to see if he can find his button. Late that evening, when all the shoppers had gone and the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed carefully down from his shelf and began searching everywhere on the floor where he lost his button. Do you think he's going to find it on the floor? We're going to have to see. So suddenly he felt the floor moving under him. Quite by accident, he had stepped into the escalator and went up. Could this be a mountain, he wondered? I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain. So if you have your little teddy bear, can you make him climb up the mountain? Do, 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 do. Or teddy bear, whatever stuffed animal you have. But this is not a mountain, and this isn't just stairs. This is an escalator. So do they go like this on an escalator? Unless you're like me and you actually walk up an escalator. They go like this. So he went up the escalator, and let's see where he went. He stepped off the escalator as he reached the next floor, and there before his eyes was the most amazing sight. Wide tables and chairs and lamps and sofas and rows of beds. This must be a palace, Corduroy gasped. I've always wanted to live in a palace. Oh my goodness. That's my favorite line in the whole story. Do you think it's a palace? I think he thought it was a palace because there were so many beds. And you know, I know a lot of princesses that know what palaces look like. They might also think it looks like a palace, but I think it's just the top part of the department store. So what happens next? Let's check. He wandered around admiring the furniture. This must be a bed. I've always wanted to sleep in a bed. And he crawled up into the thick, large mattress. All at once he saw something small and round. Why, there's my button, he cried. And he tried to pick it up, but like all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down. Can you get it, Corduroy? Oh, get the button. You couldn't get it. He couldn't get it. What happened? Let's check. He yanked and pulled with both paws and pop. Off came the button and off the mattress Corduroy toppled. Oh no! Bang into a tall floor lamp. Over it fell with a crash. Now, if you know anything about stores, do you think anybody's at the store? Who would have heard the crash? Let's see what's next. Corduroy didn't know, but there was someone else awake in the store. That night watchman was going around his rounds on the floor above. When he heard the crash, he came dashing down the escalator. Now, who in the world did that? He exclaimed. Somebody must be hiding around here. Who was hiding? Was it Corduroy? Do you think he's going to find him? Let's check. He flashed his light under and over sofas and beds until he came to the biggest bed of all. What did he see? Does anybody know? Can you point out? Can you tell me what he saw? Do you think it was Corduroy? And there he saw two fuzzy brown ears sticking up from under the covers, just like this. Hello, he said. How did you get upstairs? And the watchman found Corduroy. And what do you think? Let's see. The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator and set him on the shelf in the toy department with the other animals and dolls. Now he's back where he started. Let's see what happens next. Do you think that he's going to get a new button? That was the whole adventure he went on after all. Well, let's check. So, Corduroy was just waking up when the first customers came into the store in the morning. And there, looking at him with wide, warm smiles, was the same little girl he'd only seen the day before. I'm Lisa, she said, and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night I counted all what I had saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home. Oh, do you think Corduroy was so happy he finally gets to go to a home? Let's see what happens next. Shall I put him in a box for you, the sales lady asked. No, thank you, Lisa answered, and she carried Corduroy all the way home in her arms. She ran all the way up 4 flights of stairs. This is where you go up the stairs. Into her family's apartment and straight to her own room. Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawers, and alongside a girl-sized bed stood a little bed just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like the enormous palace in the department store, "This must be a home," he said. "I have always wanted a home." Oh, I love that. Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap and begun to sew a button on his overalls. "I like you the way you are," she said, "but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder strap fastened." That was so nice of her, don't you think? "You must be a friend," Corduroy said. "I have always wanted a friend." The end. Oh, I love that story. Give your stuffed animal a hug. He's home, I know. Isn't it adorable? I just love that story. Like I said, that was one of my favorite stories growing up, and I just enjoy that book so much, probably more than my kids. So especially the one when he says, "This must be a mountain. I've always wanted to climb a mountain," or "I've always wanted to live in a palace." I just love those lines. I just think it's amazing. So yes, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that book. Did you? I hope you did. If you haven't read it before, now maybe you have a new favorite story. And here at my house, we always love to do story time before bedtime, and we always have a 3-book max normally, at least 1 book, but sometimes we read 2. So is anyone interested in reading another story? Let me know. I used to have that memorized. I know, probably because I wanted to hear it so many times, right? If I would have read it a couple times before this story time, I probably would have had it memorized. So yeah, if you want to read another story, let me know. We can read another one and maybe talk about, if you're really enjoying these stories, maybe we can read another one another day this week. So if there's a good day that might work for you guys this week, let me know. And if you think there might be a fun character friend you might want to have at a story time, let me know that too and put that in the comments. So yes, I want to read another book. Oh, yay! Okay, so this book, this next one we're going to read, is not as classic. Corduroy is a classic, I would have to say. Now you ready for bed? Right, I hope I'm not getting kids too riled up. So this next book is not, like I said, a classic. Maybe it is, but I had never heard of it before. And I think it's kind of a fun story, and my kids kind of like it. So, and this is the one that came from, I think Corduroy might also be in the Imagination Library lineup. I don't remember, but this one is one we got from it, and it's kind of fun. So, should we see? This one is called Peanut Butter and Cupcake. Elsa, of course. So, has anyone ever read Peanut Butter and Cupcake? It's kind of a fun story, and because you know what goes with peanut butter? Peanut butter and, what's your favorite thing? My favorite thing is actually peanut butter and apples, or peanut butter and bananas. Love that. Neither of those are in this story though. So do you have a favorite peanut butter and something? Let's see what's in the story. Are you ready? Peanut Butter and Cupcake. I think it's going to be about peanut butter. Let's see. So, Peanut Butter got a ball for his birthday. He was kind of bad at kicking it with his feet, but was kind of good at bouncing on his head. Still, it wasn't much fun playing with a ball all by himself. Is it very fun? It's not too fun, is it? Hopefully, I'm waiting for the weather to be nice with all of us being stuck in here. Can't really go outside and play very much, but maybe you played a little bit on the inside of your house, and maybe not a ball, but something. But let's see if maybe he can find someone to play ball with him. Oh, peanut butter and apples, yummy, yeah. Want to play with me, he asked his mom. They had just moved to town, and Peanut Butter didn't have any friends yet. Well, I think you should go outside and find someone to be your new friend, she answered. Do you think that's a good idea? Should he go find a new friend? He just moved to town. What kind of friends do you think in this story with Peanut Butter and his mom are we going to find? Like I said, it's not going to be an apple and a banana, at least not in this story. So let's see what happens next. So Peanut Butter liked that idea very much, so off he went. And it wasn't long before he saw someone. I wonder who he's going, peanut butter and ice cream. I wonder who he's going to meet. Let's see. Hello, I'm new here. I'd like to play. Maybe now, maybe later, or even all day. I'll make you chuckle deep down in your belly, and we'll go together like peanut butter and hamburger. I'm sorry, said Hamburger, but I'm busy walking the dogs. Thanks for asking, though. You're welcome, said Peanut Butter. Maybe next time. And he kept walking. I wonder what he's going to see next. Isn't that silly? It's Hamburger, and he's walking his hot dogs. Oh, my goodness. So silly. Then he saw Cupcake. Hey, like the beginning of the story. Playing by herself, he thought she looked sweet and might be a good friend. Hello, I'm new here. I'd like to play. Maybe now, maybe later, maybe even all day. I'll make you chuckle deep down in your belly and we'll go together like peanut butter and, can you say it? Cupcake. I'm building sprinkle castles, said Cupcake. You can stay and watch, but don't hit my castle with your ball or I'll be mad. Peanut Butter didn't want to make anyone mad, so that's okay, he said, and he kept walking. Maybe he'll find a different friend. Let's see here. Then he saw Egg rolling down the path. Hello, I'm new here. I'd like to play. Maybe now, maybe later, or maybe even all day. I'll make you chuckle deep down in your belly, and we'll go together like peanut butter and egg. Peanut butter and egg? That's funny. You're cracking me up. Egg laughed, but then he really did crack. Oh, no. Peanut Butter didn't want to make the egg laugh anymore, so he kept walking. You don't want to do that, huh? Peanut Butter found someone jumping. Hello, I'm new here. I like to play. Maybe now, maybe later, maybe even all day. I'll make you chuckle deep down in your belly. We'll go together like peanut butter and... What's that? Meatball. 32, 33, 34. Shh, I'm counting. I'm counting, just said Meatball. 35, 36, 37. I'm trying to set a record. Peanut Butter whispered back, but I have this ball and 38, 39, 40. Shh, said Meatball. Peanut Butter just kept walking. Finding a friend was harder than he thought it was going to be. He hasn't found that perfect friend that goes with Peanut Butter yet. We'll have to see what we can find. Then Peanut Butter saw another someone sitting under a tree, and that was good because he was ready to sit down too. He'd done lots of walking. Even though he was getting tired, he gave it another try. Hello, I'm new here. I'd like to play. Maybe now, maybe later, or maybe even all day. I'll make you chuckle deep down in your belly. We'll go together like peanut butter and French fries. Ugh. French fries? I don't know about that. Not right now, said French Fry. I just remembered I'm supposed to help Hamburger with his hot dogs, and I need to catch up. Get it? Catch up? So silly. Oh, thanks. Okay. So, Peanut Butter walked up to one more someone who was practicing his ABCs. But before he could open even his mouth, Soup picked up a spoon, dipped it into himself, and showed it to Peanut Butter. The spoon then said 2 letters, N-O. Well, but I didn't even say anything yet, said Peanut Butter. You didn't have to, said Soup. Oh, said Peanut Butter. That was not nice. Peanut Butter found a bench to sit. He was almost ready to give up. But as he sat there, so very sad, a new kid walked up to him. I wonder who it could be. Anybody have any guesses of what new kid in town might be a good fit to be a friend with Peanut Butter? I guess we're going to find out. Hello, she said. Peanut Butter took a deep breath. Hello. I'm new here. I'd like to play maybe now, maybe later, maybe even all day. I'll make you chuckle deep down in your belly. We'll go together like peanut butter and... Any more guesses? Jelly! Sure, I'll be your friend, said Jelly, but could you teach me how to balance that ball on my head? I'm only good with my feet. sounds like they're going to be a good match. So they taught each other what they knew and made each other chuckle deep down in their bellies. I didn't know Peanut Butter and Jelly liked to play soccer, but they do in this book. It wasn't long before their laughing made other kids come over. They asked if they could play too. Of course, Peanut Butter and Jelly were happy to let them join. As their new friends knocked the ball around with their feet and their heads, in one case, his buns, wonder who that was, Peanut Butter chuckled deep down in his belly because they knew they all went together like peanut butter and hamburger and cupcake and egg and meatball and french fries and soup and jelly. The end. Did you like that story? I thought that was really fun. I think that's just such a cute book. And again, with the art and the creative arts and the creative illustration arts, I just think it's so clever with it being actual food and photography and making such a creative, fun story. So again, that was one we got from the Imagination Library. Oh, there's more information in the front here. And if you go to that website, there's more information about it too. But yeah, so, well, kids, that was 27 minutes of story time. Wasn't that amazing? That's probably more than you get at home sometimes. More than I spend on story time for some kids. Yeah, I know, that was such a good story. And there's a sequel too. I don't remember what it's called. And there's more, like, they go to school and there's a milk carton and things like that. It's not as good as the first one, but it's still fun. So yeah, I'm so glad you loved it. So yeah, again, I think this was so fun. I enjoyed it. Maybe we can do another story time. We're possibly thinking tomorrow. So if that's something you're interested in, maybe we can do another story time tomorrow night, 7 p.m. And if you want just me to read the story, that's fun too. But we did think about having a fun character too, if that's something that some kids are really interested in. I really hope you guys had fun. Again too, this is something I was going to mention, and I was going to mention earlier and I kind of forgot, but something that you could do for getting into our parties and events just quick is if you ever want to have a party host that's not necessarily a character, maybe a different option, a less expensive option sometimes too, you can just have one of our performers as a party host to come do everything we normally would do for a party, like story time, or help, keep things organized, help pass out cake, help do games. That's an option as well. So if you haven't already checked out our new link for booking parties and events, which hopefully by May this will all go back to normal, you can check it out, but there's an option for just a party host for any kind of your events too. So yeah, so glad you guys loved the story time. I had lots of fun, and I hope you have a great night, and we will see you soon, and maybe tomorrow for another story time, 7 o'clock. We'll see you then. Bye.